The challenges of meddling, personal interest through deliberate sabotage, lack of sufficient welfare and security, among others, that pose a threat to justice delivery in Nigeria have been described as a critical test of the judiciary's integrity. Civil society groups who share this view also say the implications of the rising election petitions from the conduct of the 2023 general election is putting the judiciary and the electoral umpire to the test on transparency, accountability, and the administration of electoral justice as demanded by the electorate, contestants, and political parties. Here's that report.
To stem the tide of elections ending in courtrooms instead of the polling units, the Electoral Act of 2022 introduced the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System, BVAS, and the INEC Result Viewing Portal, IREV. This, many believed, would reduce electoral malpractices and give rise to credible election results that are less prone to legal challenge. But according to some local and international election observers and civil society organizations, the conduct of the 2023 general elections is far from free, fair and credible, as the Independent National Electoral Commission experienced failure in the effective use of the BVAS and the real-time results upload on the IREV portal. There were also concerns about several results announced by INEC, raising questions of integrity with the process, with many now subjected to trial in the election tribunals and the courts, which many may end up inevitably in the Supreme Court.
The INEC had made comment on server being down, which is why the election was not transmitted from the polling units. About Nigeria, that was so shallow as an excuse to give. For an election, you have given up to over 300 billion. For an election, you have years. This man enjoyed a very good ample time to preparation. For an election, you have kept reassuring up to 2 days, a day before election. You were reassuring Nigeria and dispelling rumors. The elected up, of course, should know that Nigeria is not happy with them. They should immediately begin to fix INEC. And that has to be a very Herculean task. The Arab people, INEC should not be a place where people who are politically biased should find their way as a place of retirement.
Many are wondering if the decisions of judiciary as the last hope of the common man reflect the will of the people as expressed in elections. There are also questions of whether the tribunal or the court would be the continuation of politics by other means, where judges give judgments that are not defined by law, evidence, and justice.
They sit in the middle of matters between two or sometimes even three warring parties. So if the security of the judges and their welfare package is properly catered for, the person will be able to stand on the position of the law and declare justice irrespective of whose ox is God. I suggest that there should be a strengthening of the prosecution of electoral offenders. Our problem is about the willingness of the government, willingness of the prosecutorial agencies to do the needful. If you create electoral offences tribunal, it is still basically the general principles of criminal law that will thrive there.
Experts say the technicality of electoral disputes litigation is fueled by the strict requirements of the Electoral Act, coupled with judicial attitudes over the years. But the complex nature of election petitions is largely responsible for the failure of election tribunals and courts to address the grievances of litigants. Aisha Salihu, RTV News, Abuja.